Huge matchups in men's college water polo. We've got another goal you've got to see, this time from Tony Azevedo, and 3 more high school state champs, all coming up next on the Counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the Counterattack. This week back in the studio, and first things first, we're talking USA Water Polo memberships and our early renewal period, which kicked off yesterday and goes to the end of this year. Why is it important? Well, if you were a USA Water Polo member or you're thinking about sign up now through December 31st, 2016. You lock in 2016 pricing and your membership is good all the way through the end of 2017. Also, if you sign up now during what we call our early renewal period, which runs through December 31st, 2016, you can enter in our special drawing where you can win all kinds of great prizes. Check out this list, top of the heap. How about a USA Water Polo lifetime membership? That is called Saving Dollars. I encourage you to renew for that opportunity alone, but also tons of other good opportunities, great prize packs, USA Water Polo merchandise, a Shieldy doll in the mix. So don't miss out. Get over to usawaterpolo.org and either renew or get your new USA Water Polo membership today. And now we switch gears to a USA Water Polo membership event, the Collegiate Cup, bringing together some of the best women's college water polo teams this weekend at Stanford University. Defending NCAA champ USC, they lead the field, but some great teams and some Olympians taking part. All the action starts Saturday morning. 2 courses running at Stanford Avery and Bellardi Pool take you through Sunday. As you get a good look at the field here, we'll have championship action covered for you right here on the Counterattack next week. It's all going down Sunday afternoon as we award a Collegiate Cup champ in 2016. Now, the Collegiate Cup is a preseason tournament for women's college water polo. The fall, of course, brings about men's college water polo, and we are in the heat of action heading towards the postseason. Some of the best teams got together this past weekend as UCLA, number 1 in the land, riding a 54-game winning streak, played host to Stanford, and then later in the day, USC took on Cal in a meeting of number 3 taking on number 2. Pac-12 Network was there for all the live coverage and some post-game interviews. Check out the highlights.
But it wasn't easy. UCLA got out quickly, and it was a guy that we don't normally see scoring. Jack Grover, a couple of goals early on.
Yeah, Grover had a lot of looks today, and UCLA with this 54-game, now 55-game win streak, they were clearly this story. And, you know, this is what it takes to keep a streak alive. Sometimes you're not always going to play your best, but you have to find a way to win. And this Bruin team plays with just a tremendous amount of belief and confidence. So when it gets down to those last moments, but I think today's game was more about Stanford.
Yeah, they played well. We did not play remotely up to our standard. We did not play UCLA water polo today, so we're going to train hard this week and next week so we can come back and have a good game next week.
The Cal offense, generally led by Johnny Hooper, came in with 50 goals, and he did deliver some scores in this one, but despite all of his abilities, it wasn't enough to carry Cal over the top.
The key to the game for USC was keeping Cal out of their transition game and keeping Johnny Hooper away from those counterattack goals. They did a great job with that. Hooper got his scores, but not in the way that it would have made it hard for USC to come back. I thought USC really sort of dictated the tempo. They used their patience and their balance till the very end of the game. Cal didn't score in the 4th quarter. USC just had worn them down to the point where Cal had nothing left.
And 4 goals from Matteo Morelli paced that USC offense. A final look at some numbers here. Power plays told the story in part. 0 for 6 for Cal, 3 for 7. And then, of course, that save number, a huge effort between the pipes from the USC keepers.
We know that was going to go. There was going to be a tough game today, so we were very prepared for this game. There was a close game at the beginning, as you said, and then at the end, they were more tired than us, and then we're a deeper team than them, so we knew that if we keep it close at the beginning, we were going to win at the end.
And now on to other college scores around the country. Things heating up in the Golden Coast Conference. Pacific 1 goal better than Long Beach State. Big win for Occidental, topping Chapman 11-7. Back east, the Judge Cup goes to Fordham. The Rams defeat Iona 10-3. And we keep it East Coast. Harvard edging Brown 9-8 in OT. The CWPA, both of their divisions, very competitive as we move towards the end of the year. Does that impending winter season have you down, worried about freezing come this November and December and January? Well, let's put a tropical thought in your mind. How about the island of Hawaii and the 2016 Champions Cup? While this weekend is Collegiate Cup, the following weekend is the Champions Cup, bringing together some of the best 14 and under clubs from around the country. Here's some more details on the event. We'll be there in Hawaii recording all the action. We'll get you caught up with highlights the week after right here on the Counterattack. Best of luck to all the teams making their way to Hawaii for this year's Champions Cup. Last week on the show, we showed you two extraordinary goals, one from the high school ranks, another from college. You might first remember Luis Araya from Pacific getting to the chopper with a helicopter shot, and that might have been outdone by Merced High School's Abraham Santana with the okey doke. Watch them again because we don't get tired of showing these.
Down to Eco up to Luis. Luis is working. Ordinary. Come on, Luis.
We loved both goals. We had to figure out which one was better. We turned to Twitter to ask you, our loyal audience, and 530 votes later, we determined without a doubt it was the Santana goal, 74% for the okey doke. But now we've got a new contender, and it comes from a name you know, the five-time Olympian Tony Azevedo, sending in this 360 backhand from club action with his team Sessi in Brazil. Take it away, Tony.
Golaço!
So here's Azevedo playing in a playoff game with his Sessi club in Brazil, gets the opportunity from the outside, 360 backhand is on the mark, and the crowd goes wild. We love it, and fans, just so you know, Tony has seen the other goals. He was real impressed with Araya and Santana. He had to make his own entry here on the Counterattack. And now we turn to high school water polo. 3 state championships decided this past weekend. We go first back east to the state of Pennsylvania, where it was a three-peat for the North Penn High School girls water polo team. They take the crown in PA, defeating Wilson 8-5. Then we slide next door to Ohio. Girls decided last week, boys this week in Ohio high school water polo. St. Xavier defeating St. Charles 13-11. And then from Ohio out to Hawaii, big shocker, Punahou taking on Iolani. It's like the Hatfields and the McCoys. Punahou wins this one 10-6. They repeat as champions in Hawaii. Once again, congrats to all of our state champs, and we're just getting started. More high school water polo on the way. We'll be reporting all of the high school state champions as they come through, working towards the fall, through the winter, and into the spring. So good luck to all the squads out there. Speaking of high-level water polo, men's national team head coach Dejan Radovicic dropped by the studio this week. We caught up with him to talk about Rio, looking ahead towards Tokyo for a long interview that we'll have soon on USA Water Polo TV. Here's a quick excerpt. When's the last time you played water polo?
When I stopped.
Which was when?
1996.
You have not played a game of water polo since 1996.
No, and people need to understand that I'm not the rare example. In Serbia, you know, in Serbia and former Yugoslavia, the kids are playing and working and practicing more often hours during their younger ages, you know, and more games, more working hours, and everybody when they stopped, you know, and they don't have desire to jump in the pool, you know. I'm jumping only right now in the pool because of my daughter, or to show some of the kids during the Olympic or clinic or during the practice, but it is very rare, you know.
So we may see you in a Masters game soon.
Yes, maybe. My answer is no. Right now it's no, but maybe, let's say maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if I gonna force also my assistant coaches and my pipeline coaches to join me, maybe we can make some master team, you know.
And now we close things out as we do every week with our social media send-off, the best of what you've showed us on the internet. Don't forget to get involved. Use the hashtag counterattack, and I say that every week, but I think it's really starting to pick up steam. We start things off first with national teamer Ashley Grossman. Congrats, Ashley, getting inducted into the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame, recognized over the weekend. Stanford Water Polo was there to support Ashley, some good company, joining her induction class. After that, our own USA Water Polo member Sarah Joy stealing the show at the LA 84 Foundation last week. One of the speakers during a great event there, bringing together many members of the athletic community. Great ODP skills camp, some future stars, the up-and-comers, as Coach Linton shares here on his Twitter account. All smiles, everyone enjoying the ODP skills camp. The Anaheim Ducks, the latest pro sports team to recognize the USA Olympic gold medalist from Rio, the women's water polo team, and longtime Ducks fan Courtney Mathewson got to drop the puck and hang out with the captains of the respective teams. Cool moment there. Brian and his pals, they sent this photo in. Not sure they actually made the USA water polo team. This feels a bit photoshopped, but we like the effort. Meanwhile, Maddie and the Sonora High School water polo team, they sent this in via Instagram using the hashtag counterattack, getting ready for the postseason. Good luck to the Sonora High School team. Flop Friday, it is not slowing down. In fact, it is picking up steam, and it is getting interesting. UCLA gymnastics setting the bar high with this Flop Friday via Janae Honest. That's right, no pool involved, but UCLA gymnastics still making it work, flopping onto a mat. These are gymnasts, they know what they're doing. From there, 2-year-old Flop Friday. It didn't happen 2 years ago. It's a 2-year-old flopping into a ball pit. Thank you, St. Francis Brooklyn Women's Water Polo, for sharing that. Looks pretty comfortable. I think the ball pit flop is probably a little less painful than the actual belly flop. Then we go to Lauren Tang and Monta Vista with this Flop Friday video. Thanks for sharing. A cool angle here off the diving board with the GoPro. That always adds a different element to it when you've got to go off the board. And then we keep it moving international to South Africa. Meg sharing this on Twitter. Flop Friday, international style. Nicely done from these ladies in South Africa. We love seeing the Flop Friday videos. You can get involved. Use the hashtag Flop Friday and belly flop your way into the water. We'll be happy to look at it here on the counterattack. That's the best of what we saw this week on the social media send-off. Make sure you get involved. Use hashtag counterattack. If you're belly flopping, use hashtag Flop Friday. We'll share it right here on the show. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks again for watching. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack and you're thinking about belly flopping, just stay on the counter and look weak side.